As 2020 draws to a close, I think it's an appropriate time to just say a few words about how our company has done during the year, how our railway is, and what our plans are for the future. It probably doesn't need me to say at any great length just how much of an impact COVID has had on the whole nation, never mind just our railway. But as I stand here in a rather cold Carnarvon station at a time when we should be running Santa trains and all that goes with that, I must admit I think all of us feel rather reflective over this year. One of the things that really has stood out this year, though, has been the tremendous support that we've had from our members and supporters, our supporting charities, the supporting societies, and our staff. This autumn, I had to deal with the awful task of letting some 30 members of our staff go through a redundancy programme. We had no choice over this. COVID has affected our business dramatically. And to just remind ourselves and put things in perspective, normally our railways earn £6 million of income each year. Much of that income goes on paying staff wages, fuel bill, and of course, maintaining our railways so that we can enjoy them. That £6 million has been cut to about £1 million in 2020. Losing £5 million is an enormous challenge to overcome. I'm sure we will overcome those challenges, and mainly thanks to the support of our members, and our staff who've continued to work hard through all these difficult times, through the generosity of everybody who's made donations to our appeal funds. Also, I must thank the National Lottery Heritage Fund who have supported us, and Welsh Government who have also made contributions to help keep us going. We're not out of the woods yet, not by any means, nor will we be until we can have a couple of years of successful running the railway and the business thriving again. But nonetheless, we do have a plan to survive, and I think that we will get through to 2021 and beyond, but we will be a different railway to what we were before. When we talk about the problems that COVID has brought us, it's been a dominant thought about the money that the business normally earns that we've not been able to earn this year. But I can tell you that there's an equally large problem that is really evident to me as I look around the railway this winter. And that is the many thousands of volunteer man days that we've missed this year looking after our railway. Volunteering is so important to the railway, and I know we often say we would be nothing without our volunteers, but looking around now in this winter time, it really does hammer it home just how much work our volunteers do and how much that's missing at the moment. But I want to talk a little bit about the future and what our plans are. We know that our best route out of the COVID situation is to be able to run trains once more. And so we've made every effort that we possibly can to ensure that we've got a railway and rolling stock that is fit to work a service in 2021. Now, we're not quite there yet. There's a lot of work to do in the next few months, but we have done an immense amount to make sure that we are able to run trains and earn money. It won't be easy. There's some members of staff missing, which we'll keenly miss. It will take time to rebuild our position. But we should be in a position to run trains when the time comes. Now, in terms of operating trains, things will have to be different. We have learnt this year, in 2020, during the COVID crisis, that we can run our railway more efficiently if we have well-filled trains that are pre-booked. And also if we can be flexible about what trains we operate. It's a lesson that's been very well learnt, and one that we hope to really take forward in 2021 to make sure that we can make our railway as profitable as possible, within reason. Heritage railways are never truly profitable, are they? But if we can make our railway as profitable as possible, then that means we can win back our position much more quickly than we otherwise would. But it's not just about the effects of COVID, it's also about other effects, such as the increases in minimum wage. Our wage bill has been rising and our income level hasn't been keeping up with it. Now, I'm sure you probably support, like I do, the idea of a minimum wage and a living wage at a sensible level. So no problem with that. But for our railway, with many people on lower wages, it has a huge impact on us. And so to counter that, and counter it we must, because it's the law that we have to pay these wages, to counter that, then we must make sure that our income levels are strong and that we make a good margin. So I would fully expect that the days of printing the timetable for the year and then sticking to that timetable no matter how many customers or whatever the weather may be a thing of the past. So expect to see the number of trains coming and going a little within the timetable, and expect to see a base service announced and then extra trains added on as we see the demand increasing. It's all new territory for us and it need a lot of work with our commercial systems, but it's this sort of thing that will help us win through and put us back on a firm footing. So this is what we have in mind for the coming season. We expect to use online services a lot more, not only for booking but also for promoting the railway. I think the days of printing 1 million copies of timetable leaflets and distributing them around the local neighbourhood have gone, I'm afraid. You'll see a lot less of that in the future. But these and other things like them that makes the best use of technology will help us to get the railway to bounce back. I mentioned a little bit about the maintenance work that we have to do. I'm sat here at Carnarvon, as you can probably see, I think the station sign name is behind me. And we have the challenge of replacing Pleasant Bridge. But Pleasant Bridge, we've been informed, is life expired, it has to change, and we're working on doing that now. And may I just say a huge thank you to the sponsor who's helping us to do that at this difficult time. One thing that's really important to us as we go forward is the support of the National Lottery Heritage Fund. The Skills for the Future programme that we've worked on with them for the last 2 years has meant that we've gained a number of new employees. Over a dozen trainees have learnt new skills working with us, and we've learnt how to work successfully with the National Lottery Heritage Fund. Looking forward, our project at Boston Lodge is a £4 million project, and in that project over £3 million of investment will come from the National Lottery Heritage Fund if we are successful with our second round bid. And so throughout the COVID crisis, throughout the lockdowns, we have continued to work with NLHF, with the consultants that are supporting us as we push on towards our second round submission, which will be in the spring of 2021. I'm sure you'll all agree that to have such a large project to help get us out of COVID back on our feet again would be immensely helpful. You may be asking yourself what you can do to help our railway, which is quite difficult at a time when you can't get here because of lockdowns and goodness knows what else. But there are some important things that you can do. Your membership of the Ffestiniog Railway Society and the Welsh Highland Railway Society is really important. The income from those memberships is important. And indeed, if you could give membership as a Christmas present to your friends and family, that would also be a great help to us. Over and above that, it's really important that people don't forget about us. And so as we go into the new season and when we do get to the time when we can operate, our members making a big noise about the fact that we're running and that riding on our railways is a tremendous thing is really important. There's nothing better than word of mouth recommendations to get customers here to help our railway. So please be ready for that when the spring comes. Please keep talking about us. Don't let people forget about us. So it just remains for me to say thank you for your support in 2020. It's immensely important to us. And I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I think we all need a happy Christmas after the year that we've had. And I hope we all look forward and all have a really good 2021, which hopefully has a lot of trains and a lot of our supporters and members enjoying them. Thank you.